The Nao Victoria is a full-size replica of the original ship that made the first circumnavigation of the world. Built in 1992, it's been a floating museum showcasing its journey around the world and the contributions of Spanish mariners. The replica allows visitors to learn about the original ship's voyage and its significance in maritime history. The replica rat is a cat toy.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today Diane and I are going to have a look around the Nao Victoria, which is a replica ship with a Spanish flag on the top there. You can get tickets for £8 each. We pay £10 each because we don't do things online, but it's cheaper online. And the boat is here until next Sunday, the 15th of June in Ramsgate Harbour. And we're going to have a little look around, so let's away and see what we can see.
The Nao Victoria is a full-size replica of the original ship that made the first circumnavigation of the world. Built in 1992, it's been a floating museum showcasing its journey around the world and the contributions of Spanish mariners. The replica allows visitors to learn about the original ship's voyage and its significance in maritime history.
Ticket for me, please.
They're all students and volunteers who want to keep sailing, so any tips are welcome. Go.
Some 6 centuries ago, the high seas were a gloomy desert occupied by myths, mysteries, legends and darkness, which disguised them as unsurpassable abysses. Humanity lacked the exact consciousness of the planet on which they lived, thus remaining isolated in huge continents and archipelagos. During the modern age, Spanish maritime explorations enlightened the seas and defeated imaginary monsters which kept sea links closed. Aboard the Naos ships, Spanish explorers transformed the unsurpassable oceans into paths or routes between civilizations. The Nao was the most important type of ship of the Spanish navigators during this modern age. These vessels were designed to explore new lands as they had a shallow draft and were easy to manoeuvre. The Spanish navigators of the 16th and 17th centuries sailed across the oceans, recognising the coasts from North to South America and many Pacific islands. Between them all, the secrets of our world were revealed, the dark sides of planispheres were enlightened, while continents, islands and routes were discovered. The replica rat is a cat toy.
We know who would like that. And then there's hammocks. I suppose they would have had a rest between shifts there. And there's a barrel, because you've got to have a drop of rum. Lots of different knots there. Would have been used for different purposes. And over here there's like a plan. So it's 25.90 metres long with a 6.72 metre beam, a depth of 3.32 metres, and it's 164 tonnes in weight. And the grand mast is 22.77 metres, or the main mast. The full mast is 18.25 metres, the artimon is, or mizzen is 12.65 metres, and the bowsprit is 12 metres. Rather grand ship. And those are the dates when it sailed, 1519 to 1522. Imagine having hordes of treasure aboard this. I'm disappointed there's no ship's cat. Something stuffed to acknowledge its existence might have been nice. We would have needed a cat to get rid of the rats. And we won't discuss the weevils in the ship's biscuits at this point. Seville, that is. There's also different drinking vessels, I noticed that. I suppose you would need to have different liquids in different vessels because of the rats, because if you have anything like sack or paper, it would get bitten through by the rats and contaminated. And believe me, mouse pee isn't very nice. You've got a big string of garlic cloves there. And over there you've got something else drying as well. Beans would be quite useful for that, for drying out products for storage. And you would have got a candle in there.
Why are they making the tree?
And then there's a pair of scales.
So we didn't see
The hammocks as well.
we didn't see this before. So.
That is right up there.
I don't know what you'd use the hammock for. To break the barrel, probably. Metal bucket with some bobs inside. Which is a far cry from how this would probably have looked in 1522. And this ship would have even been here in 1522. It would have been on the high seas. We go downstairs, I think.
Right, let's go downstairs.
Five ships to start out with, only one was
1519.
no one left.
Left the port of Seville under the command of Captain Ferdinand Magellan of the Magellanic Cloud fame.
Everything's fine.
And first circumnavigation of the world. On the 8th of September 1522. This is their routing. They set off from Seville, down the Atlantic, down the coast of South America, and towards the Falklands, and down to Horn, back up, across the Pacific, through Papua New Guinea, Australia, around the Cape of Good Hope, back up the Atlantic, and then back to Seville. Of course, they had a good view of the southern sky, and the Magellanic Clouds were discovered by Magellan. So this actual ship replicated the circumnavigation back in 2004, 2005. Alright, let's get back up.
So this is the route of the Nao Victoria. This was the first sea voyage around the world. It lasted 3 years. So there's North America, America down the and the Nao was a type of Spanish ship that was the most important out of the ships for Spanish navigation. And this here is the capstan. So the capstan was used to raise the anchor. It was also used to hoist up the main yard or carry out other heavy jobs by means of pulleys and foot blocks. Up to 8 men could make it turn through levers inserted on the superior part. Its centreline crosses the deck and rests over the keel to support the large forces. So that's a fine capstan. And
Much more impressive than the little capstans you get in the piano trade.
yes, it is. Despite being so protected by an awning, the stern or rudder was unused for the most part because of the turning radius of the tiller, and the rigs used to help the steering of boats during bad weather. Commanding officers of smaller size now slept in this zone. Log was also launched from this area to measure the speed of the boat. That's rather useful, isn't it? Be careful because it's quite narrow and you're in a big flow. You've done it! You can take some pictures from the pier as well.
Right, this is the whip staff. It was the steering system of the ships until the appearance of the wheel in the mid-18th century. The lever over the tiller allowed the crew to control the course of the boat without losing sight of the sails of the sea. And several men were necessary to control the ship in bad weather.
Wow. I expect they got a lot of bad weather as well. Look, there's a bell above your head. There's a bell. This is the captain's cabin. It's the only cabin of the Nao which was just used by the captain. The pilot, which is the person who steers the ship, like my great uncle, he was a pilot, or the man of greatest rank on board. He usually held just one bunk and a trunk with the nautical charts, navigation instruments and important documents. Non-officers' crew was strictly prohibited from entering this cabin without permission from the captain. It actually looks darker than this, guys, without the camera rolling. I don't suppose this environment would have been very good for the eyesight. So that's just a little look around the Nao Victoria. What do you think of it? I think it's a fine ship, but back in those days it was a very hard life being a sailor, and you were always open to plunder and violence and attack. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please comment and share, ring the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another one. Until then, bye for now.